Hello? Can you hear me? Oh, I already can't hear you. One second. Hello? Oh, I have my freaking volume down, that's why. Alright.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I fixed it.
Hello,
Alright.
my end.
Alright, got my headphones on. How does my
Nice.
audio sound? Is it loud, quiet?
It's good to me.
Sweet. Alrighty. Is everybody ready? Looks like we have most of the Noxus team online here. Shoot. I messed up my audio again. God damn it. Alright. How's that? Perfect.
Oh
Alright, I
no,
can hear
Kitch
you
was
again.
just in a game. I see.
Alrighty, we are about to be live with
Okay.
the Arcane bracket here. Shadow Isles versus Noxus. This is
Yeah.
basically what happens with the standings if
I think the
if this
standings are completely decided. Um,
that's what I thought.
it's gonna be so like I think the match is actually already in the events. It's Shurima versus Shadow Isles, and then it's gonna be Noxus versus Bilgewater, regardless. Um, because Shurima took the win over Noxus, so even if Noxus goes to 2-1, Shurima has the Shurima has the tie breaks.
Um,
Has the yeah. So the only thing going on in BoozeBash one, they're showing they're
so the only
having
thing going on.
the final Chemtech match of the regular season,
My volume's
and
like
that
super low.
decides who plays and where. I'm pretty sure.
Let's see if I can turn myself up here.
Hmm.
Oh, go back.
Oh, okay. Oh, it is. Is it Are we playing? Are we playing Targon in next week then? Or are we playing Scar? Because I don't know. Because that match it hasn't been won. I know Ixtal can't play us. Freljord versus Crystal Scar. Okay, so it is decided. Okay.
Alrighty, so
I need an invite, but when everything's good for the match.
there you go.
Thank
There's
you.
your invite. Hello,
Hello,
hello.
hello.
Hmm.
Maddie Patty seems to be stuck in an ARAM currently, but I'm sure the rest of the team will trickle in for Noxus.
Alright, I'm gonna listen to myself on the stream real quick. I'll be right back. Be right back.
Yeah, I think it is decided.
Be right back.
Yeah, I think it is decided.
Be right back.
I would imagine because if
Be right back.
Ixtal wins, Ixtal needed to 2-0 to face us. Or for maybe then Targon would play. I don't even know. Either way, it's not gonna because it's not gonna be a jumbled mess of one and twos. Potential probably. I don't know. I thought it wasn't quite decided because because Vixtal wins too, then I guess it still is Crystal Scar for whatever reason.
Yeah,
That's
I've
con
never been too good at the standings things. It's a little over my head.
Yeah. So like right now in Chemtech, Freljord is 3-0 and it has a 6-0 game score. But the other but like for the other in but the other teams all are 1-1 or 0-2, Ixtal being 0-2. But I think Ixtal had a chance to if Ixtal had 2-0, had won both matches, which they already can't do. They've lost game one. I think Ixtal would have played Freljord next week, I think. Um, so but now we play Crystal. Now it looks like we play Crystal Scar and Targon plays Ixal in the lower match of Chemtech. So
Yes.
I don't know, interesting stuff.
So I got both teams up on op.gg looking at what most of them play. I think we have a pretty good
Nice.
idea so far about which team plays what. But
Sure, yeah.
with Noxus, we got obviously the king. You can't ban that guy out. Don't even bother trying.
No.
In the mid lane, the newly, as of the last game we played against them, or actually no, did they? I don't know. They played a game
They
and
have some flex in their team,
yeah,
right?
yeah. The
Maddie
last,
Patty.
the last Noxus game, they added what's it, Kits?
Yeah, Maddie Patty goes mid, can go mid. He's a really good Katarina
Oh yeah,
player.
they
And
gave
he
him
played
Katarina the
Yone.
game one, and it was an absolute mistake. And
Um,
then banned it
then he
out the
played,
second game, and he played Yone, and it was unfair looking.
yeah,
He's looking like a menace in the mid lane for sure, and
yeah,
I think
definitely.
the
I
team looks a
mean,
lot better with him in the mid lane.
yeah, it's interesting how they'll match um into Shadow Isles.
Yeah, Shadow Isles is really good. They actually beat the number one BoozeBash Arcane team, Shurima, last week.
Yeah,
Um, very close games. You know,
absolutely, yeah,
we can't look too good. You know, gotta give up some loses once in a while. But
yeah.
overall, they are a really good team.
Hmm.
Uh, looks like I'm wondering bans are gonna be coming through. They really like their Jinx, their Vladimir, Lissandra.
Yeah, you can claim Chrysora a little bit, banning the Vladimir and banning the Lissandra, but
Yep. Yeah, I don't know.
um,
They kind of.
I haven't really watched too much Shadow Isles this season, so I'm not so well versed on them. I'm more versed on Noxus. Uh, just having ideas of what they play. And I still don't know exactly what everybody plays.
It looks like
Um, but we're waiting for most of Noxus to either be online or be invited. So see what happens.
let's see what the bot lane of Shadow Isles has been playing lately.
Yeah, Kanori and Peptic.
Yeah, it looks like they've been doing a bunch of ARAM practices today.
Oh yeah, get the hands warmed up.
Yeah, their ADC's most played is Caitlyn. It looks like. I don't
Hmm.
know. He was popping off pretty good with the Jinx last series.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
don't remember what he played the second game. And then the what was the support? Was it?
FC Peptic is their support. Oh,
Yeah,
here comes the Noxus team. Maybe they were all in a game together, besides Evan, besides Nazgul.
yeah, definitely pretty
Yeah.
impressive
So. Hmm.
support play on this guy.
Yeah.
The Rel had some pretty
Hmm.
good moves, and
Yeah.
I can't remember what the first thing he played Melio and
Hmm.
did Melio things. So it's gonna be a pretty
Yeah.
interesting matchup. I think Noxus.
Oh.
We
No.
only seen one game with them with their new positions,
Gotcha. Yeah.
and I think with their mid laner there, they could take
Gotcha.
over games against Shadow Isles. We'll see.
Yeah.
How's Freljord doing, by the way?
Um. I mean, we're just waiting. Like now that we know who we're playing, we're just
You haven't been beaten yet, right?
no, we have not lost a single game within our matches. We got
This
pretty
is
close. A couple like
a lot of
the
your games
teams
are
have
really
definitely
close to
like
losing. It's insane.
we've gotten like we've yeah. I mean, if you just watch our like some of the games have been the cleanest early mids, but the team really thrives in the team really thrives in the like mid to late game with objectives. Our team's been really strong with that.
Yeah.
So, and that gives us, and I think that just gives us a pretty big advantage.
Yeah, you guys find like the craziest ways out of huge gold,
Yeah,
huge gold deficits. It's like you actually
yeah.
have no
Like we've been
business
down
winning
we've been
fights,
down
and you
like
just
six.
somehow
We've been
pull it
down
out of
like
your
six
asses.
k, but yeah, we've been down like 6K before and
It's
clawed
been
our
like
way back with
10,000 or
Elder.
more
But
sometimes. I'm like, oh my god,
I
how are
don't
you
know if it
winning
has
this?
it ever been to has it
Oh
ever
yeah,
gotten to
I've casted two of
was it a
them.
10K?
I'm like, there's no way you guys
I
can
know
win
it's been
this.
six. I know it's been like at least six, and we ended up coming back. But maybe it hit. Maybe I just missed it
It's
going lower. But yeah, I mean that's not something that can. I don't think that's something that's super sustainable. And so we'll see. We have to work on kind of just have to work on being more consistent in the not giving up so much in the early mid. But I think I mean we'll
yeah.
we'll work on that. Like I still think that that our team is pretty heavily favored
Yeah,
to just win kind of run about. I don't remember who their last person is.
so it
It's
looks like we're
because
waiting on. Yeah, we're waiting on
oh
Jesse
it's Jesse
Royce.
Royce. It's Jesse Royce. Yeah. All right. There's the draft link for spectators. Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
All right, I am going to pull up the pick and ban screen here.
Yep. I'm also on it myself.
Browser source needs to go way
But
up.
yeah, I guess while we're waiting for picked bands, we can run down the people on the team. So for Noxus, we have King Nazgul, we have Hewn Jungle, we have um who initially came in as Kawaii Kitty, but is now Kitsch, which is formerly Maddie Patty, and then Miss Pretty Kitty, along with Jesse Royce. Other side for Shadow Isles, we've got Hayden Duh, we've got Relic, I believe Relic's the captain, Chrysora, Kanori, and FC Peptic. Believe I believe that these people have all played together, or at least have mostly played together, even in other like forms of leagues. So they have a lot of experience together, and it's showing in their wins. Apparently, Noxus is blue, and Shadow Isles is red for game one. It looks like. I would hope that they haven't set it all up the other way around. Um, yeah, it's going to be an exciting match. Our Arcane bracket being generally like high plat to and above for our players.
Absolutely, yeah, this is gonna be a good
Yeah.
one. I'm really interested in what Noxus can do with their new lineup
Mm-hmm.
here.
Yeah.
Shadow Isles is formidable foe though. What's their standings in the? Aren't they first place?
Shadow Isle's first place at 2-0, and then I think most of the other I think Sharima is 2-1, Bilgewater is 0-3, and this will decide if Noxus is 2-0 or 1-2. It will determine the other side as well. Shadow
Well, Noxus
Isles
would be 2-1. They're 1-1 right now.
2-1. Yeah, they'd be 2-1 or 1-2, and then Shadow
Yeah,
Isles would be 2-0 or 3-0 or 2-1.
yeah, and since Shreema's got so many more wins than losses, or less losses, I
Yeah,
mean, then we
yeah.
secure the second place.
You got second place, and I think yeah, I think even if Shadow Isles loses, they're still playing Shurima. So next week, because that's already scheduled, already scheduled, already. So yeah, so we've already seen one playoff match happen, which was it was Ionia and the Void, I think. N-
Yes. That was
no,
no. It was
it
Blessed
was
Isles and
Blessed it was yeah, it was Blessed Isles and Bandle City. And Blessed Isles took it 2-0.
yep. Blessed Isles is
Yeah.
doing pretty well for themselves.
Yeah.
Jackie, the evil villain mastermind,
Yes. I'm curious how Bandle City SVU is going to end
pulling
after
off
this.
pulling off insane records of murdering, just absolute
Yeah. Yeah.
serial killer on the Rift.
Yeah, absolutely. Really, really strong performances coming out of a lot of the members of that team.
It makes for good viewing. So I
Yeah,
hope to get something similar with the Arcane bracket here tonight. I want to
absolutely. Yeah.
see what Evan has to fight against up here. He's going against Relic top lane, correct? Or is it Hayden?
I think Hayden's their top laner.
Yeah, that makes more
I
sense.
think, and I think Relic is their jungler.
Yep. Okay,
Tresor,
so
mid, Kanori, Pet. I think they're all. I think they're actually just set up in their roles on the screen.
awesome. Yeah, he plays a
Yeah.
little bit of the same stuff that Evan does, typical top laner stuff.
Yeah.
Looks like he's been playing a lot of Camille and just a little bit of everything. So it's gonna be
Yeah.
hard to ban out the top laners and on both sides this series.
Yeah. Because you can't in having two extremely strong one extremely strong player on each side having with being master ranked, like they do have to to consider their pools, and they want to, if they have any particular champion that you just have to ban, like, so that
So
way you don't just get wrecked.
how do we want to do like this casting thing? Do you want to do the play-by-play or like take turns or you know is it one person supposed to
um
do the play-by-play so you're not just screaming over each other?
yeah, typically we have like a play by play and a color. um I I think I should do more. What is this? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like to do a couple of the play-by-plays. I don't know if you want to just like take turns or
Yeah, you could do
whatever,
play
but
by play. That's fine. I
I,
can do stuff like ask. I like to ask questions and stuff when I'm doing things, so that'll help.
how's if anyone's watching the stream right now and listening, how's my audio sound? How does all the audio sound? Because I wasn't aware of it last week, but I could barely hear myself. Egregiously quiet. Why the? Yeah, it was quiet last week too. Let me turn that up. Testing.
Testing.
One, two,
One, two,
three.
three.
Man, it sounds good on my end though. Let me turn it up.
Yeah,
Maybe it's a Streamlabs thing or something.
yeah, it might be a Streamlabs thing.
Test. Oh, what the heck? Well, I'll turn everything else down besides me.
Yeah,
Let's see if that works.
that's something you can do too. Yeah.
Test. Hello. All right. Maybe that's better. Do I sound louder to you?
I mean, chat's gonna have to answer that. I mean, you don't sound any different from me because I have you up. I have your volume
Still a bit
there.
quiet, but
Okay.
better. Yeah. Let me. Jeez. I don't get it. Maybe my mic just sucks.
Yeah, I want to pitch. I'm gonna pitch in to get you a good mic. Get you one of these here fancy mics. But yeah, we're just waiting on Jesse Royce to get here. We're just kind of chilling for now.
Test. Test. Test.
God, my sleep is gonna get a bit messed. Well,
Yeah.
maybe not as messed up as normal, but it's all good.
Yeah, I'm not
Hopefully, once
looking.
things get on, yeah, when everything gets on their way, hopefully we'll just cruise through the matches.
I'll just talk louder and break everyone's eardrums. Maybe I'm just talking too quiet. I don't know.
I don't
I'll
know.
figure it out someday, I'm
I think
sure.
you're okay. I think like you're pretty okay that like you're pretty okay at a point. I don't know because I don't have the stream unmuted. So, mhm.
Come on, you. Jesse Roy. Somebody, we gotta get some wards in this jungle. We can't find him. He's gonna gank one of
True.
us at any moment.
Yeah. This is a notification. To please try to show up to your match when you like before.
Yeah, I mean,
But all
Evan.
good things. Obviously, things happen. Like,
No, yeah, Evan did say something about it not going to be starting until 10:30 to Zach. You know,
oh, okay.
it's 15 minutes isn't too bad,
Oh
but
yeah, and oh that's last year's bracket. But yeah, last season's bracket, not even last year, last season because we played one earlier this year. But yeah, we're just gonna be chilling. So
let me. Man, messing with all my stuff. Whatever, it'll work.
yeah,
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Yeah, now you talk. Yeah, now you talk. Can you say something?
oh yeah, I
Can you
can
say
say something.
something?
Hello. Oh yeah, I
Can you
can
say
say something.
something?
Hello.
Hello, hello,
Oh
hello.
yeah, I
Can
can
you
say
say
something.
something?
Hello.
Hello, hello,
Oh
hello.
yeah, I
Can
can
you
say
say
hello,
something?
hello,
All right.
hello.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds okay. I just have to talk loud,
Okay,
I guess.
that's fine.
Loud,
Okay,
I guess.
that's fine.
Excuse me. Yeah, I'm trying not to breathe in my mic either. So, all right. We are still waiting, so I have plenty of time to fix my audio issues. Maybe we can play a game or something while we wait.
We could have played half it. We could have probably played an A round.
There he is.
Ah, here we go. Just as we said, 1v1 while you wait. Here shows up the final player, and now we should be able to get into draft shortly.
Jesse is here, and we are getting into game one draft of the Arcane bracket. Shadow Isles versus Noxus.
Yeah, let's
Noxus
go.
is on the blue side, Shadow Isles is on the red side. Let's see what the
Mm-hmm.
priority pick is for blue side here, and what they think. What do they think is worth banning and taking away from one another?
Mm-hmm.
What do you expect to see out of this draft here, and what do you want to
Um,
see?
I feel like It depends on players' ADC pools, but ADC like in a bunch of leagues has been very highly prioritized. Like getting your bot link, like at least getting like your supporter AD picked. Like support AD jungle has tended to be what a lot of teams like to pick in the top three. So I would say any of those picks potentially. But if they leave something up for Matty Patty, so maybe he just wants to pick like a super strong mid. Bans are going to start coming through. We're going to start with the Vladimir ban aimed at Chrysora. Do not want to see that Vladimir.
Yeah,
It's by
it's like
far. I think it's like
definitely don't want him to get the
yeah
the Vladimir, and the same goes for Noxus's mid laner.
yeah.
Do not
So
let him have the Katarina, or you will regret it.
and the Scion in the Udyr. All right, bans
Sion is a
flying.
very annoying champion. I'm glad to see that gone.
Volley, Volibear bans as well. I haven't really watched much
Interesting
Shadow Isle, so I'm
Volibear
not sure
ban.
about that. All
Yeah.
right, and then looks like we're hovering a Kaisa ban
Yeah,
as well.
the Miss Pretty Kitty is a Kaisa one-trick ADC
Okay.
player, and I haven't seen her play it yet in this tournament, but
Yeah.
they don't want to start letting her have it now. So
Kaisa's a tricky ADC to like have a comp that you want to pick her into at this point. But so let's see what this first pick is. The prio first pick for Noxus. It's gonna be the MF. All right. Misfortune picked up some good strong AOE, followed by a Jinx response
yeah,
from Shadow
I'm
Isles
pretty sure
with a
that's
Thresh.
Miss Pretty Kitty on the Misfortune. She played it last week, and
Mm-hmm.
not
Yeah.
surprised to see Jinx picked up as a response
No.
here from Shadow
Yeah.
Isles. They had
Yeah.
quite a showing last week, so
Yeah, and then the Thresh to keep Jinx safe in lane and to be a good facilitator for the rest of the game. Okay, Zach picked up for Jesse Royce, a very strong jungler, and the Amumu. So we know likely that Amumu is going into the bot lane as a support.
yeah, I'm gonna raise. They still some audio issues on my end, and I'm not sure how that's happening still. I just turned you up. They should be able to hear you
Okay,
now.
cool.
Grant's asking me to turn up my mic a little bit in Streamlabs.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah,
Okay.
my mic is all the way up. I'm gonna turn up the
Cool.
desktop volume. Maybe that'll help.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. A Pantheon pickup. I'm not sure where that's gonna go, but Pantheon is definitely an interesting pick. It might be I don't know if Pantheon can jungle now. I don't know if Pantheon can jungle at this point, but we do see at least the Alawi band and and another band aimed at top with the Camille. So Ornn is gonna be the instant pickup for Shadow Isles. Very safe mid to play.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. The Pantheon jungle. I'm pretty sure their jungler plays Pantheon, and
okay.
Ornn. You can't go wrong with the Ornn.
No,
Hey,
you can't.
Grant is guiding me through some of these audio things. Is it sound any better now, Grant? On
But
my end, do I sound like really quiet still?
in the Annie, so that is Annie mid. It looks like.
Any
With the Amumu and Zac picked up, unless they're planning to put Zac in a solo lane, and do some funky pick here, I'm pretty sure this is gonna be the top pick for. This is gonna be the pick for Nazgul up in top lane. He has most of his champions left open.
All right, I'm putting my
So
mic much closer to my mouth
and the
now. That
Darius,
should hopefully help.
I suspected this pick. I suspected the Darius into the Ornn. Um,
Oh yeah,
he definitely get a good advantage off of it. And Ari is the hover. This team desperately needs some AP, so we'll see if Ari is the AP that they want, or if there's another pick for Chrysora. There's hovering Vayne, interesting. I'm not sure if we wanna go all caps and go Dylan Falco, we have to pick Vayne. And there's the Mordekaiser. So we're gonna pick Mordekaiser into Annie.
oh, so it's actually gonna be. Oh, where? So
Oh.
is that
Is it
Mordekaiser
a
mid
Panth?
then, or Pantheon mid?
It
Looks
could
like.
be a Panth mid, more jungle. That's not unheard of.
Yeah, more jungle then. That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense, I guess. We'll see.
All right, they're readying up. I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see King Nazgul on his Darius signature pick. Hopefully, gonna be able to shut down the Shadow Isles tank without
I
too
am
much trouble.
absolutely livid.
Yeah, that would be the hope for their team. For sure.
Is that fear I smell?
All right.
You reek of fear.
Yeah.
Godless. You have the heart of a weakling.
You wouldn't last a day.
All right, now we're just gonna go through the picks and bans here.
Yeah.
Waiting for the spectator delay. What do we want to do while we're waiting for the 3-minute countdown?
Not 100% sure. I mean, we'll hopefully we get our predictions up soon here. Actually, we don't have predictions on this chat, so unfortunately we do not have predictions. But if people in chat want to say who they think is going to win, they can. Yeah. So you're right. It is Miss Pretty Kitty on the Misfortune. Maddie Patty on the Annie mid. Um, that looks like.
Put all my lifetimes
I
worth
guess
right
is that a
to bed.
Chrysora Orn mid? I guess it is. They're gonna take the Mordekaiser up top against the Darius, to dodge the Darius into Orn matchup.
Life is too short for fear.
I will wait for you to be better.
Just Ursi should be taking that. Just Ursi should be taking the Zac here, and Hune will be taking the Amumu to the support role.
All right. While we're doing this 3-minute pause thing, I'm gonna mess with my audio to find the sweet spot
Okay.
because I think I just need to put my mic somewhere. I just don't want it so close where you guys are gonna hear me breathe because that's obnoxious. So, 1 second.
Okay. Hello. I so hmm. You should probably get the icons. Yeah. Which we should have a Shadow Isles and a Noxus.
Alrighty. So, Azalea, let me know if you start hearing me breathing or something. I'm just gonna keep this mic pretty close, and
That's
that
fine.
should
Yeah.
hopefully fix some of the issues. I want people to be able to hear
Yeah.
me this time
It
around.
should. Yeah. It should fix it.
Alright, and I will take off that win tick because
Yeah.
they don't get a free win like that. They're gonna have
And
to earn it.
you should be able to remove.
There it goes.
You should be able to remove the two like most inner ticks as well. You should be able to like remove them from being seen.
Oh yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, just because we're not BO5 until finals. Oh, there's the middle.
There they go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Let's go. All right. I think. I wonder if they're gonna try and match the Annie into the Mord and just try to keep Darius on the Ornn, even if it means some lane swapping stuff. I'm not sure. I feel like Ornn into Annie is just kind of a free lane for Annie to farm, and to harass the Ornn a bit. Like,
Yeah, if it's Ornn mid, that'd be pretty interesting, but I would more likely suspect the Pantheon. It
yeah, but it's a Panth jungle, and Chrysora is piloting the
It is
Ornn
a
with
Panth jungle.
Spellbook. Yeah, the reason I would
okay.
imagine the reason they did this is so they could get the Mord into Darius matchup. Right, yeah, we're completely loaded in. Just gonna.
Yeah, let's see if Noxus wants to try to lane swap so they can get the Darius versus Ornn matchup.
Yeah.
So, based on these two comps that we have here, which who do you think's gonna come out with a win?
It's tough because both teams have proper amounts of late game, with the Misfortune being pretty late game, the Zac. I think it's gonna come down to can Noxus kind of do enough in the early game to mitigate the early game of the Pantheon and try to get ahead enough where they're really solid where they can be like they can do enough into Jinx, Ornn, Mordekaiser.
Some interesting level 1s here. All 5 members of Noxus sneaking into the top side of the jungle, and Shadow Isles 5 stacking to the bot. Getting
interesting
calling.
The bot lane is gonna be slightly late here.
Interesting. I was wondering if they're trying to invade this red buff on the Pantheon, but they got 3 members here for Shadow Isles.
I think they are, but I think they've been spotted. Maybe no, I don't believe that the blue side has been spotted. Okay, we're just gonna see a bot lane start for the Zac. A little late to the buff, unfortunately, for Evan to give a great leash, but I don't think Zac needs that big of a leash.
Yeah. Not seeing Shadow Isles on their red side until the last minute. They thought there was a chance to steal the red under their nose, but 3 members showing up.
Yeah.
Just gonna go back to good old same side jungling. No sneaky level 1s.
Yep.
I feel like the Annie versus Ornn. I mean, Annie can't really even do anything to him. At a certain point, he's gonna become unkillable for her.
Oh yeah, but this gives Annie a good farm lane where she's not really pressured to be taking damage herself either. So just the top lane playing safe, making sure that we just don't get ganked at level 2 and killed. Looks like they are still potentially going for the gank, but Nazgul's playing safe and not getting caught out here.
Yeah, early gank coming through from the Pantheon. Good setup.
It's gonna not force a flash, not force a ghost, and that's really good for Nazgul. Although if he stays too close, this Pantheon could cancel back and flash on him. And that would be brutal, but that does not happen.
Zoom out here a little bit. Get a little bit. Oh, try that again. Oh, good pull, bandage toss from the Mumu. Nope, a little bit of follow-up from the MF. Jinx able to walk out safely, and the follow-up hook from the Thresh missing.
Alright, so the jungler, Zac's about to meet Pantheon here, and Zac is not going to want to meet Pantheon like this.
Yeah, though, the prio on the bot lane
Cryo on the bot lane is helping.
Pretty
though.
kitty.
Nazgul
Oh,
going in-
Nazgul
Nazgul
going
in
really
on
aggressive
him,
here.
and
He's
he
gotta dodge
will
his Q.
get-
Oh, that was a good Q
no.
flash.
The Q flash. Mordekaiser, I thought Mordekaiser had a pretty set it. Oh, just
Big brawl going on in the bot lane.
Oh yeah.
Mumu with a great bandage toss again to the follow-up with the MF, getting the kill onto the Jinx. Pantheon in some trouble, bandage toss going wide, and Zac
Annie was in
spawning.
trouble here. I think Pepsi's in a bit of trouble here.
Can
too.
Zac? Oh, Zac could not follow up with the other Q.
relative
Pantheon
flash.
flash. Stunning.
Tori gets a double knockup. Shadow Isles is routing in the fight overall. Hectic's
Some huge amounts of CC coming from Shadow Isles, and Miss Pretty
Yeah,
Kitty
Miss-
just trying to pick up
they
the
just
scraps
couldn't-
as the fight is looking very one-sided here. Able to pick up the Pantheon at the last second, but that's huge for Shadow Isles.
Yeah, it's huge. Ornn is now 2-0-2. It just, I don't know, they kind of got trapped, and they didn't have a particularly great way to turn it, and then the Pantheon decided to commit flash over the wall. Dids does die for it, but did pick up the kill onto the jungle, or onto somebody. I think it was onto the passive was Zac. So
Yeah, it was a really good Ornn knockup on like 2 or 3 members there, giving enough time for the rest of their team to do the damage. It was looking like it was going to be a winning fight for Noxus, and just CC after CC.
Yeah, and
Really tough for them.
this Mordekaiser is such a nice time once his passive starts proccing with Darius, because Nazgul doesn't have any sums right now. He used both his sums in that fight where he ended up dying. And I believe that the Ignite is going to come up first before the Ghost.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate for the Annie that she does have the CS lead in the mid lane, but those 2 kills going to make this Ornn very, very difficult to take down. And
Yeah.
it's going to be really easy gank setups with the Ornn ult and the CC, you know, Pantheon coming through. It's going to be really hard for this Annie to live these ganks and find a kill in response.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of members that Annie can even be going for here with the Pantheon damage blocking, and you know, hopefully she can get on this Jinx and win team fights later on with that. But oh my God,
We're gonna see a Hex flag from Heptic. He's just gonna be dodged out, so precious time being wasted a bit here. And we're gonna get a response roam down from Noxus. Not gonna get spotted out, but this Thresh is just gonna stay mid, but Annie does get the back off.
you know, Pantheon looking
And
for
so
the follow-up,
now-
getting top
so
on the
now this is
Nazgul
where
here.
Now this is where
Huge
Thresh
heal.
is in trouble.
Huge heal from the
Okay.
Nazgul. Oh, but the spear from downtown taking out Nazgul.
Yeah, so Ornn is just gonna commit his ability, and that's just a one.
Huge
person
all
down.
from the
Oh,
Andy,
huge
getting
Annie
2
ult.
people in the Mumu, just locking them down.
Nice, very nice from the Annie thing.
That-
To
it's good to
focus all
see
the
a
damage onto the weak support.
Yeah, it's good to see a punch back from Noxus. They're falling a bit behind on these. This Pantheon ganks have been brutal for them.
Yeah, Ornn's gonna commit teleport here, back the lane. But yeah, top side Nazgul almost got some damage in. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, about a 2k gold lead, 7 minutes in for Shadow Isles.
Yeah, most of it residing in the upper half of the map because Miss Pretty Kitty's accrued a decent lead on Kanori with 2 assists and 1 kill. But the Jinx has been building up their cull. Their cull has. Did it start with a cull? Did it start with Doran?
Darius doesn't have a lot of items here to fight the Mordekaiser with, but it's
No.
still Darius, so he's gotta be careful.
This is a leeching leer Mordekaiser, so we're seeing a Rift Maker.
Yep.
First item Rift Maker.
No Jack
Very
show.
likely. No Jack show this game. We're gonna see the damage coming out of the Mord. I think there's plenty enough of tank from the Ornn is what he's thinking, as well as the Thresh being defensive. build.
Yep.
Just gonna
We
want
got,
that.
we got a
extra
look from
damage.
Noxus onto the Rift Herald here.
Yeah,
Going in
got
on
some-
Annie and nothing to come of it, but
Yeah, got good pressure.
if they're able to secure this Rift Herald, that'll be good for the gold lead that's they've been falling behind on. But Shadow Isles answering with a free dragon of their own. And,
Yep, and that's the proper response. It's the trade. If you've got, if you see one of them go down, you typically want to get the other.
They got bot lane and bot lane and Pantheon roaming up. They gotta watch out for this Pantheon ult. Every fight can look one-sided until he just man drops.
Yeah, and good play to not overcommit in mid lane and just make sure that they're
Got a Mumu looking for the Jinx here. They got both ultis, possibly. Oh, no Mumu ult, but plenty of CC.
Alright.
Plenty of CC here. If he lands this, it's ult.
And that's a flash. Both of Jinx's sums are down.
Good
And
flash.
Good flash, and the heal used from the Misfortune. Amumu will just have Hex Flash now. So, original flash
Let me
used.
give you a hug.
Or summoner flash
Yep,
used.
forcing both summoners out of the Jinx. That's great news
Yeah.
for Noxus. They'll be able to really punish her this next time around with a. It looks like Annie's flash is going to be coming up soon, and
and that's
again,
the
this
flash-
Pantheon
that's the flash
coming up
from
top.
Darius,
Zach
but we're
with the counter getting top.
That's gonna counter. and
Show
you're not
me
gonna
this
see it
gank
because
up here.
Pandora ults the top lane. Oh, very nice.
This is
So Hayden didn't have to commit ult.
Yeah, Mordekaiser ulting the Zac.
Puts Jesse Boise in the death realm. And he goes out there now. So Darius
Zac
had a-
passive going.
had
Oh,
a chance maybe,
The-
but it didn't end up working. And that's a double kill. A triple, actually 3 kills across the map. The Ornn taking out the Annie in mid.
yeah. It was almost
with-
looking like a really good counter game by the Zac, but Mordekaiser just brings him to the death realm and
Yeah. This
forces
is
out his
looking.
passive, and there it is, unfortunately getting bursted down
And
by the man.
Amumu committing no ultimate there, but did roam top lane to help out a little bit. They're wanting to leave Miss Brady Kitty to kind of just farm on her own. It seems she's doing a pretty solid job. Kanori is
Let
caught
me
up
give
completely in
you a
farm,
hug.
but gonna be down a little bit of gold just in kills and assists. But the global gold.
Yeah, this
kinda
the
lands
Shadow Isles
to help
bot
them.
lane, very passive. You're not
Yeah.
gonna find kills on them easy, so I do like the idea of sending this Amumu out to try and make
Yeah.
some plays elsewhere on the map.
I agree, and also
You're gonna have to deal with the late game Jinx farmed up later on.
Yeah,
That's-
that's the thing. Like they're playing for the Jinx win con, to not have the Jinx really do a whole lot. They do have the Jack here. They're gonna try and make them commit into it.
Baiting the hook, Miss Pretty Kitty. Zac going in. Can you get the?
Oh, but Zac got chompers right away. Oh, he did hit it, but doesn't have anything to auto.
Amumu.
This Amumu.
Bandage
this
toss.
Amumu should just be able
Man.
to walk them. Relic is here.
Miss
Man
Pretty
drop.
Kitty.
Oh, Curse of the Sad.
Zac going back in. This is not the fight you guys want here.
Yeah. Ornn roaming down as well. There's really no follow-up. Just Rookie gonna be forced to flash out. No.
Yeah, Ornn.
Nothing happening
Ornn
here.
now
This
bot
Ornn- and the
lane. He's
Ornn-
walking
The
right
Ornn
in.
is down here too, but he's not gonna catch him, and this is wasting time from the Ornn. I feel like the Ornn should have just walked back to the mid lane. Although, because this gives, unfortunately, there's no Zac there to put it down in the lane. The Ornn, I guess with the
Ornn
teleport,
does
did
just
I?
TP right back mid.
Or just TP's back mid.
Oh, Nazgul is here for the counter.
Oh no, he got hit by it though.
Got
He
hit.
had dead with no response.
Shadow Isles really showing up with the
yeah.
CC this game.
If the second part of the Ornn does not hit the Darius, then Darius has a way to. Then Darius does have a potential to ghost in and do some damage and try and kill the Pantheon before, and try to keep the Pantheon off the end a little bit. But either way, he commits it here.
Nazgul going ghost here, getting the
No,
bleed stacks onto the Mordekaiser. He
Are we
presses
gonna-
R and he's done.
Yep, he death thrown the Amumu. though,
Amumu.
so he's gonna- But Amumu should just be able to get the kill.
Gonna be a kill for Nazgul here, guaranteed, right? No.
No, the flash away from Mordekaiser. If anything, Mord almost killed the Amumu there with the Riftmaker damage.
I'm surprised Nazgul didn't ult with the full stack. I
Yeah,
feel like
I don't
that would have been
think
a
he
kill.
could. I think the full stacks happened, and as soon as the full stacks happened, that's when it's gonna drop down out. Oh, we're getting a Jinx ultimate go wide. Yeah, the Ornn being a big pick here. I know Crysora has played Ornn in BoozeBash before.
Back off!
So that was definitely a pick that Was it? I don't think it was super. I think the Ornn was kind of considered to go top, but then the Mordekaiser kind of turned this draft.
The gold lead expanding quite a
favor.
bit for Shadow Isles. They are now almost 7,000 gold ahead.
This Thresh is in a bad spot though. Thresh, all right. The Mumu did not hit any ability that caused the fight, but they're really playing. They're really playing with fire. Like,
Zach
oh
going
nice.
in.
We're gonna be. Didn't auto to bring the Ornn back. They're just running at this Annie because nothing can stop the Pantheon right now. 4-1 has full Eclipse. No one like only one member of Noxus has their Mythic. And meanwhile 4 members of Shadow Isles have Boost and Mythic. This is 7k gold lead at 14 minutes, so definitely a big. Like, the item disparity is really big in this early game. So realistically, Shadow Isles should, without taking too much risk, be able to force the other team to have to take risks into them. Which will ultimately result in the Shadow Isles win.
This Pantheon Ornn combo is looking really dirty. It's so much CC, and Ornn is an assassin and a tank at the same time. You can't even deal with that damage.
It's a bit unfair that the Ornn can solo the Annie with not having any offensive items at all because he's just Ornn. He has a lot of raw damage. But I think everywhere across the board, besides support, there is at least a level advantage. One level advantage.
Ornn is at the point now where Annie's damage is negligible for him, and
yeah, has the Jock show.
yeah,
Going
she's gonna be
for-
having looks like going to Leandra's here.
Yeah,
No,
that's
that's a
Ludens.
Ludens. Yep.
That's
I mean,
Ludens.
that's probably for the best. If you can't one-shot the priority target at this point, you're not gonna be able to take out this Ornn.
Yeah, I don't think we're trying to kill the Ornn. I think they're trying to burn. Maybe they're trying to like burst down like a Mord or a Pantheon with the Annie. That Jinx, somebody like that.
Yeah,
Jinx going Gale Force this game. I feel like Jinx has enough protection from like the Ornn and the Thresh that I feel like Kraken would have been absolutely fine over the Gale Force. But maybe he just wants to have that extra ability to even deal a little extra damage in a fight with that.
Yeah,
Gold's fully completed, so that gold has been acquired.
It's definitely looking a little bit difficult to come back out of this gold. Come back from this gold lead that Shadow Isles gotten themselves. So there's too many threats on Shadow Isles' team. Even their threats are just so tanky. It's hard to even kill one of them.
Yeah.
And if you deal with any of the 3 big, beefy tank damage dealers in the front of you, you have to deal with the Jinx getting excited and just running over your team later into the game too. It's gonna be tough. We'll see.
Yeah.
Watch it.
I mean, from here, like, they're gonna try to dive. They're gonna dive the Mordekaiser, but Mordekaiser just has an ultimate. And I mean, all a Mumu will have to do is stand outside turret, but the whole team shows up. This is likely to just be a rout here. The Mordekaiser, this is where he gets his passive pop. The Thresh using his ultimate there. That's not the best box in the game, but if he hit the play to put it into the box, it would have been really, really good.
Yeah, attempted a dive for Noxus, quickly turning sours, going south as the cavalry arrives so quickly. Pantheon man drop, Thresh mid roam.
I mean, Thresh has been everywhere with bot lane this entire game. I think he spent a total of like less than 5 minutes in bot lane.
And MF forcing out the ult from MF to clear the wave bot lane.
Yeah. And the Jinx has accrued a CS lead and has a kill and assist. Oh no, a misstep from the Misfortune gonna result in a teleport being used by Annie. Jinx uses Ghost, but I think Annie could have maybe gone for a flash here. They're gonna force the flash out of Thresh. So Mumu's gonna He's gonna Q onto the massive Ornn, who just drops the Rift Herald. Mid tower's gone. Rift Herald is off the map now.
Yeah, we are now over a 10,000 gold lead for Shadow Isles, and the next dragon coming up in 40 seconds. It's not looking like one that Noxus is going to want to fight here. Even if they get the perfect pick onto one of the prio targets, it's still looking really tough for them. Two full items completed on this Pantheon jungle and the top laner and the mid laner. And it's not going to get any better as the game goes on. These Ornn item upgrades coming through and Jinx scaling to late game monster levels of damage.
Yeah.
At this point, I'd be thinking about next game and, you know, just saving the mental.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, you play the game out and you try to like make plays as much as you can, but maybe also considering things that you want to do for next game. I feel like I know that they had these certain bans that they did that they wanted. I can't help but wonder why teams give Jinx over, even though she's been nerfed. She's still like extremely strong as a late game carry. It's very interesting, because you put Jinx on in the hand. If you don't have a Jinx player on your team, you probably should get rid of it. Like, I know that everybody has that. Like, you typically can't ban players in this. Like, in this league, you can't ban people out. Like, there's very few people who are just straight one-tricks.
Well, I mean, even the thing is, Jinx is not the problem this game in any way or form.
Sure.
But she's going to be later into the game for sure. Yeah. But right now, it's definitely the top and jungle and the mid. That trio, and even Thresh thrown in there once in a while, they've just been everywhere at the right time. And another great pull by the Thresh Pantheon following up. Jinx ult barely missing the Mumu. Jax just trying to CC them out. Huge MF ult coming through. CC layered onto the Zek, but they're just too far behind to let any of this damage mean anything. Annie dropping the teddy bear on top of Jinx. Barely running for her life. Jinx just Tibbers not enough to take out even the Jinx. They're just so far behind, even with the perfect team fight setup and all the damage in all the right places.
Yeah.
They're just forced to run away and die with everyone else on Shadow Isles. Low health bars but big smiles.
Jinx MF with like any little bit extra of itemization can definitely start doing some work here with the Amumu, because the Amumu doesn't need a ton of items. He just needs his CC and he needs to be willing to sacrifice for it. They're gonna they're just rolling as a death ball here.
Getting caught out by the Thresh and the Horn.
No curse to the sad mummy to stop them from doing anything. That's gonna be bad. They're just gonna look fair right away. Jinx with a Zeal item plus Mythic plus that is a ton of damage, and I don't really think there's any way that Noxus can contest it.
Oh yeah, free Baron going to Shadow Isles, increasing the gold to now almost 12,000, 13,000 gold lead for Shadow Isles. It's all but over for Noxus. I'd be just thinking about the next game, and if I was Noxus, I think if I would be changing up bans, I would want to take this Pantheon away from Relic. He's been really impactful in these early skirmishes and getting top and mid way far ahead.
I feel like, I don't know. It just depends on what you. It also depends on the mid laner. Also could depend on like, do I want to play what type of composition that they want to play, that Noxus wants to play. So like maybe they could play something that actually forces the Pantheon to have to deal with things, Yeah, they're just gonna play this super smart and just walk mid. They were looking for a catch out, but they're not gonna get a catch out. In fact,
yeah, I mean, you gotta try something at this point. They get a great engage onto the Jinx, take her out. Mumu landing every bandage toss. Pantheon going in straight to his death. Darius about to pop off on this fight, but getting ulted by the Mordekaiser 1v1, not able to win that. Mordekaiser's an absolute raid boss here, and here comes the 5,000 HP Ornn.
That's Zach's passive is really close to it, so like, nope, they are able to stagger abilities.
Definitely gotta give Noxus some credit for that. That was a good try. This far behind, you have to try something, and the last two team fights of theirs have been really,
they did
really
get Sonora, yeah.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, they don't really have nothing left here from. Like they probably could have pushed even further, but they're not gonna risk getting caught out on spawn.
Honestly, if I was Noxus, I think I'd leave the Vladimir up, let him play as Vladimir, and I have faith enough in this mid laner of Noxus to go even or even get a lead against the Vlad and take this Pantheon away. Do not let him have the Pantheon, and I don't know. I think
it just depends on the jungler. It depends on the jungler that you're gonna pick. Like if they can pick something that can have just as much gank presence as the Panth, then I think you can leave it.
Yeah, I mean, if you leave the Vladimir up, maybe they pick that instead of the Ornn. Taking away this Ornn might be a good thing as well.
I feel like I want to see Evan on the Ornn. Like I know his bread and butter has been like the split pushers, but I kind of like his Ornn from what I've seen. Again, like they're just catching them out of all stages. This Thresh is just missing. And like it's tough to ban supports out because typically supports have such a large.
Zach going in for the steal on this dragon, not letting him have the soul, but getting secured by the Pantheon. When all hope is lost, you gotta try. And try they will.
That's Cloud Soul. Mordekaiser didn't even really have to use it. But opted to use it there.
Seems a real display of child abuse where Mordekaiser just slamming a little girl with his giant mace, not even not giving a shit about who he's hitting with that thing. He's just gonna kill everything in his way.
Yeah.
This is all we're done here. I think.
Yeah, Baron's down, but it doesn't really matter.
It's Noxus had some really good looks and some really good tries from how far they were behind. Jinx living again, barely any HP.
Yeah, Jinx should. They could definitely catch the Jinx out here. They're gonna try to catch out somebody. You know, first of the sad Jinx does die to Zach.
Yeah, Mumu's only landing on one, barely missing the rest of all 500.
At this point, they're chasing him down, but they're wasting enough time where they might not be able to end because the rest of the team is gonna spawn, so they won't. So they will have to back off of this push, but they have 2 inhibitors down. This base is gonna get flooded with big ol' and this will give time for Noxus to get farmed, but it doesn't do a whole lot. Like they can kind of catch up on items, but like they can kind of get some itemization.
They're like 16,000 gold behind right now, almost. And I mean, if they can make it to like 40 minutes, sure, maybe it won't matter as much. But yeah, got 40 minutes left. Unfortunately, I don't see.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing is that
coming up in 4 minutes.
Yeah. I think the fact that MF is decently close to Jinx on items makes it like maybe winnable. Like we're gonna see an LDR come in here next.
Man, you are very hopeful.
Well, I'm just saying, like at least the MF can will have some almost as much pretty much as much damage as his Jinx. So, almost, because with the completed last Whisper.
I mean, Noxus has been getting really
now.
Good.
Okay, so now the IE. So now it's a 3-item Jinx, and there is really gonna have to be a super executed fight. by Noxus, because if the Jinx did not just complete that IE before Baron,
Shadow Isles backing off the push and going for Baron.
Then Noxus had a chance potentially, but 3-item Jinx. 3-item Jinx, that's like the point of like no return for any team that can't kill. That they've proven they can kill the Jinx, but at this point it just looks very dire. And I mean, every lane is like a move just gets caught out. Oranhorn is used there. They only used one ultimate there. They only committed one ult. They still have every other ultimate up and available to use in this game. Baron minions coming in. Baron up supers. They should probably go bot lane and get a double push going if they. But I guess we just think they can end from here. They do hook now.
Onto the Asshole, Thresh going in real deep here. MF not doing too much.
Only hits Thresh, and Jinx is still alive. The Thresh can hit the Jinx will just be able to fire on the tower. But I guess they really don't want to end, but I just have the Jinx to the tower.
Nox is putting up kind of a fight here.
I was gonna say, like, they're definitely
Jinx is firing good bandage toss by the Amumu. MF still alive, but they finally killed the Jinx, but it's
they almost won that fight. They could have ended the game before the fight was over. You know what?
Yeah, I mean, the early game...
I guess.
The early game is going all Shadow Isles.
Yeah. Gotta love it. Everyone's gonna show off. Yeah, y'all won the game. Y'all could have just hit the Nexus.
No, it's all good. You know, it's just 11:20.
Yeah, it's almost midnight, and we're gonna.
Well, I think Noxus has a really good shot in this series, though. They just need to get rid of some of these really impactful picks, like the Ornn and the Pantheon have just been insane for setting up these early skirmish fights and picks on, especially the mid laner not able to get off. With Ornn knockups and Pantheon man drops, Thresh roaming. It's really. Yeah, I mean the Pantheon ganked Evan multiple times in lane, and.
Well, it made sense, because he caught. I mean, the fact that he caught him at level that caught Darius at probably one of his more strong moments over Mordekaiser, really slowed top lane down a ton. Just because Mordekaiser just let the Darius push in the Pantheon. All he needs to do is do a 3 camp with red, and then he has like I think he had level 3 off of it, so it was definitely like really good jungle pathing. Especially because they kind of have a good idea that Zac isn't gonna be early ganking or early counter ganking. So it was a really good move by Shadow Isles.
I think they switched sides. They got blue side first now. I'm wondering what the priority pick is going to be.
It's Noxus's pick of side for game 2. So Noxus can pick to go blue if they want. Or they can opt to go red. I mean, maybe it depends on what they prio. If they prio a first pick or if they prio a last pick. Is what I would imagine.
Yeah, Shadow Isles here on the blue side now. What do you want to see changed up for these bans in the second round here? As a reminder, they Noxus banned the Vlad, Sion, and Volibear first round.
Yeah.
I do expect Shadow Isles just to keep their same bans as it worked out for them the first time.
Yeah.
I definitely want to see the Pantheon gone. This guy plays it a lot apparently, and I'm looking at his match history.
Yeah, maybe you can ban the Pantheon then. I feel like Thresh is. I feel like if you're expecting to give Jinx, if you're not gonna ban the Jinx, because then banning maybe the Thresh is good, because the Thresh was really a menace that entire game.
Yeah, I definitely don't think you need to be banning the Jinx. I don't think it was a problem at all.
No, I agree. They had a good way to they really did a good job with the Jinx. So you can give if you can give that over, and maybe you want to drop like Unfortunately, I don't really know, like, I know that, like, Scion is something, like, I feel like you can almost give the Scion, but I guess Scion's just so broken at this point that,
I want to get rid of
like,
I would keep the Cyan ban. I don't know about the Volibear.
yeah,
Apparently
I don't know much. I
somebody
don't know
plays
much
that.
I don't know much about the volley band. That could be a top lane. That could be something that Hayden plays. But yeah, wait, they're banning and I'm not even in the lobby. Cool.
Oh yeah, I'm missing the bans. All right, so it is streaming though. All right, we
Yeah,
got the
so far bans have gone the same. It's been Kaisa, Udyr, and then Vladimir. There haven't no ban adjustments yet. I would guess.
yeah, I'm definitely I don't know. They
Yeah,
got
we'll
blue side
see.
Prio pick now this time around.
Hmm.
I'm interested in, oh yeah, they banned the Thresh
They do
away.
ban the Thresh. Yeah, that makes sense. Thresh is a really good champion to get off the table.
Yeah, the Thresh was
Hmm.
pretty impactful in a
Yeah,
lot of
and
those
it's
early fights.
yeah. I think Peptic is known. I feel like he's just like kind of. I don't know if he's known as a Thresh player, but I just like just seeing the Thresh play. He knew where to be on. Obviously, he knows where to be on the maps. Like you can do that with any champion, but like especially with Thresh having like all the utility he
They
has, and
changed up the
they're gonna ban
Volibear
the
ban for
Lissandra.
the
They're gonna leave up
Lissandra.
They're gonna clamp Chrysora early. I guess it's interesting. I
Shadow
imagine we
Isles
see a
blocking
first
in
pick
that
Jinx.
Jinx right away.
Yeah, we see the Jinx first picked. Um,
As a response, what do you think Noxus is going to answer?
um, I
I'd
feel
like to
like we
see
could
the
see.
Ornn pick up. I'd like to see maybe even a
Yeah,
first round Ornn.
I want to see kind of Ornn early picked. Um, I just because I feel like where you're likely to see a Scion or something like that, so you can just play a scaling matchup. I do like this Zaya. Zaya is the other really strong
Yeah, it
scaling
would be a
AD on this
really
patch.
it would be a bad matchup for Evan into the Mordekaiser though, but letting him
Yeah.
have it, it just shuts down their mid laner so hard. Maybe the mid laner could play Yone or something that can melt through these tanks or punish them.
Hmm. Yeah.
But
Then you have to have a lot. Then you have to have some other form of AP somewhere else on the map,
man,
which you can definitely do.
they left open the Pantheon as well. I
Zaya Braum. Okay, I like the Braum. You know,
uh,
I'm not
I'm not sure I like
sure.
the
I'm not
Braum that
sure. I'm
much.
not sure if it's gonna turn out well. I'm not it's like there's definitely some picks that work super well into Braum. I know Thresh is definitely one of
It's
them.
super
So they
disengaged for Noxus right now. Looks like they're trying to do front to back, let them go in on them, and hopefully this Jinx
sure.
doesn't become too much of a monster where that bites them
Yeah,
in the
I agree.
back.
I think the Braum pick's a bit too early to pick
Yeah,
your support like that. And now they're gonna have the Zillion. Okay, the Zillion response. Okay, yeah, that's
Zillion is
and then Zillion, and then they're gonna have the Ornn. They pick the Ornn. They can pick the Ornn here early because it's a flex. Because they can just flex it to, they can flex it top or mid. But if this is gonna be a Chrysora mid pick, then there's definitely picks you can make into it as the mid laner.
yeah, and
And now they can,
they're
they'll
playing
have to show their hand.
they're playing the anti-dive. I'm wondering what maybe they're gonna play
Oh,
the
they do pick the
Lux.
Scion. Okay, so they might trade. They might be trading. They might be trading the Ornn for the Scion here. Um, unless there's a particular pick that they want
Uh,
to that Noxus wants to make, and they're gonna take the Ornn here instead. I like it. So that
yep.
should be going top lane to Nazgul, who's definitely been picking the champ up.
So pretty good front to back on both sides of the teams right here. Zillion could make the difference if he's able to ult a priority target here, keep the Jinx alive. But I don't see how they're ever going to be getting onto the Jinx, and that could be a problem when you're
Yeah.
trying to out DPS a Jinx in these late game team fights, especially when you have to burn through a tank twice with Zillion ult coming through.
Hmm.
So far, it's looking like I think I like Shadow Isles comp better so far, but we'll see what these next picks are. They do ban the Lux. I was expecting a Lux pick there the last time, but
Hmm. Yeah. So the comp's looking quite different
ooh,
from
taking out the
Noxus.
Kindred. That's a good ban. especially Jesse Rook likes the Kindred a lot, and they
Yeah.
do need the damage to burn through the Scion.
Mm-hmm. So it looks like here we're probably gonna want to pick their jungler here. They could just opt for the Zac, but they're very tanky, and now they need Maddie. They need Kitch to go on a pretty big carry champion. The
Yeah.
Mordekaiser.
I don't love the Zac pick here. It's kind of like counterintuitive to what
So
they're
now
trying to
we've
do,
seen.
but
So now
we'll
we've
see.
seen. I wonder where they're flexing Mord and Scion, which is a very interesting thing.
I'm guessing it's going to be the Scion mid.
Yeah, and once you have a good idea about that, you can just. So you're gonna pick. No, they're gonna pick Swain. A Mordekaiser jungle. Like, oh, it's a Yone. Okay, so they pick Yone. Okay, so
Interesting.
it's probably Mordekaiser jungle, and you're gonna expect a Yone mid, and so can just take a pretty strong AP. You can probably just get like something like a
I'm pretty
Syndra.
sure it's Scion jungle, and
Oh,
it
okay.
is actually pretty
Mordekaiser top
obnoxious.
still. Scion jungle. That's weird. I didn't think that Scion could. I guess you do the jungle thing. The last ban for Noxus is Pantheon, and they take Vex in the mid lane. I like that Vex pick. This is a pretty solid time to pick Vex.
Yep, and it's gonna be really good at shutting down the Yone, but not much else on their team. The Scion jungle. I mean, that's the only front line that Shadow Isles has.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know. It's weird. They have like part of their Noxus part of their team comp wants to go in with the Vex and the Zac. The other part of their team and the Ornn also, and the other part of their team, Braum, Zaya. They just want to sit back and defense, but
Yeah.
I know the Braum could keep somebody alive away from this Jinx
Yeah.
with a shield for a little bit. I don't
Yeah.
know. We'll see
I'm
how it
surprised.
we'll see how it goes.
I feel like Syndra would be quite a good pick. Would have been a pretty good pick for Noxus this game, but I guess they wanted to Vex instead. I feel like I mean obviously I don't know Matty Patty's full pool, but I would imagine he can pay most champions to some capacity, but obviously if it's not like super comfortable just pulling something out as like a just like a good scaling ape as like a super strong scaling then I think the Vex is absolutely fine here. It's one of his top picks. But yeah, like yeah, he could play anything, I imagine. Yeah, it's like I'm wondering why the Vex pick, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, that's a Scion going to jungle. I guess Scion just decides to die just to like there's like an inting Scion in the jungle type thing. I don't really know. Seems like a pretty slow jungler for clear. And I don't have the draft link myself, but I think it was I guess it was another Zac pick, and I would think it was a Zac pick again. So.
Alrighty, we are ready to load up. During this 3-minute break, I'm gonna get some more water and use the bathroom real quick. So I'll be right back.
Yep.
The spear would find your back.
Probably should have left the draft link up because my boy's gone.
You overstep.
But yeah, we're gonna see Chrysora. We're gonna see Chrysora on Yone, a pick I have not seen him play. But all the other picks have been pretty like Relic. I guess Relic just has a really huge jungle pool. I would imagine he just like Matty Patty. He can also play almost anything in the jungle, for sure. I guess they're just gonna fool around with flexing Scion and Mord between top and jungle. I don't know if there's a certain point where it has to be locked in our league, but I would imagine past like 20 seconds, it's just gonna be where it is, and I imagine they're just gonna keep Mordekaiser top lane and Sion in the jungle. All right, just gonna now you have spectator delay coming in, and we'll be getting started in about in a little under 3 minutes. Okay. But yeah, this definitely seems like I can imagine the Zillion might be a bit of a pain for Noxus to deal with if played correctly. Can just keep the Jinx alive. Can keep them if the Mordekaiser falls behind in some like the Mordekaiser has a difficult time. You can always do that for to keep the Mord, give the Mord a second life. But more often than not, the Zillion's just gonna be babysitting this Jinx. Not gonna likely to not see as many roams. Zillion isn't a massive roamer. It's definitely like not known for roaming, but you can play with your you can do stuff. You can play with your jungler. More than just being a solo roamer going mid lane in most games. But yeah, I think I mean I like the comp switch up from Noxus. I'm not sure. I think they just need they need to have just a solid early game. I feel like their best chance just obviously it starts to not have a disastrous early game with a fight that goes like 4-for-1 like they did this last game, or 4-for-2, and give Shadow Isles an inch. If you give them an inch, it seems like this team will take a mile and will crush you. So Nox I want to see a solid early game out of Noxus where they don't try to invade and where they don't try to invade and not have everyone there like right on time, and then the fight just descends into chaos. Yeah, we're at the load in.
Alrighty, I am back. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome. Let me.
Oh, so notably, yeah, it's gonna be Miss Pretty Kitty on the Braum, and it's gonna be Hune on the Xayah this game. So a little bit of role switch up.
Yeah, they did that in their last series, and it didn't work out for them. They won that. Well, we'll see how it works out for them this time around.
Yeah.
All right. Zoom out a little bit. Let's get that scoreboard up. Keep it up.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Yeah.
It is Ornn, Nazgul.
Yep.
We got
And
Chrysora.
we see a
30
normal.
seconds
We just see
until
both teams
minions
5-pointing this time around.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this Vex in action here. If we can get this Yone behind enough. That getting caught out by the Sion, barely not getting the knockback.
Yeah, just wants to get some vision. Vex not gonna take any damage here from the Yone Q over the wall. All Alright, gonna see the Scion back and get his back and buy a sweep. Get the early sweeper, and looks like we're gonna be seeing opposite side starts from the junglers. Looks like Zach is gonna be starting. I guess Zach is gonna start solo wolves or solo chickens.
Yeah, he can definitely do that.
I haven't typically seen that start from a Zach. Usually they like to start on the buff. We're gonna let Nazgul go to lane, and we're gonna see the bot lane also fake leash here. But they're gonna be able to spot it out immediately because of the ward. So it doesn't do a whole lot.
Okay, we'll see the Zach on the red buff there.
Yeah. Yeah. So we see Vex immediately having pretty good lane pressure on the Yone at level 1.
I'm pretty sure this matchup is not good for Ornn, but Nazgul
has
defied odds in the past.
Yeah,
I'm interested to know what they're thinking of this Braum picket. Let's see how it works out for them. Double bomb by the Zillion, not getting the stun off. Scion again with an early gank in mid lane.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to result in much against the Vex. It's going to force a flash. Persora doesn't really have anything. Really go in. Nazgul, the Ornn actually roamed down because he does have push. Seems like Hayden's just playing to let Nazgul push into him and play kind of from there. The Scion's now on the bot side of the map. Doesn't really have great early ganks though.
Yeah, the wave state not great for Ornn at all.
No.
And with Scion on the top side of the map, he's
doing a great job with that.
It is pushing back to him. Fortunately.
Yeah. We do have a gank early here in the mid lane. Forces the flash out of Pepsi. Can we get the
pull back by the Zach?
Yeah, bring back. You gotta. I saw a lot of Zach Qs not get a pull. And one of them in particular, he actually had the ability to do that. So we do see Zillion giving the level over to the Jinx.
I wonder if Braum uses the shield to do bombs. Nope.
He typically don't.
Maybe he doesn't have it level.
Yeah, probably doesn't have it level, but typically early game you don't really need that. Gonna get a top,
Or getting a little beat up by the Mordekaiser here. To be expected. Down a little bit of CS, but going to make up a lot of that with this wave under his turret. So looking pretty okay in the top lane.
Yeah, Ornn has to clear here. Mordekaiser's gonna take his first recall, and Ornn almost a bit pop back up in farm. Another gank coming in here. Zach, he was not doing super well. Zach's, still has Ghost, but the flash is forced, which is great. And Noxus is playing a much more solid early game.
I was one feather off there from the snare. If she could have just auto one more time before pressing E, could have snared that Jinx up and maybe resulted in a kill there with follow-up stun from Braum and all that.
Definitely.
So far, a much quieter early game with this Pantheon no longer on the field, just ganking Nazgul over and over. 1, 2, 3. Ornn actually getting the better of that trade, getting the knock up here.
The main thing is that
another W auto is gonna do it for the Ornn. Flash auto dead. Good job by Nazgul, the king, beating the Mordekaiser 1v1 in the bad matchup without the jungle intervention.
No jungler intervention. The Ornn doing a great job playing around the Mordekaiser's shield. The Mordekaiser's W is really what keeps him in those exchanges, and the Yone is getting the CS advantage in mid.
Scion looking for a sneaky Q here. Huge knock double knock by the Scion.
And that's gonna force the flash out of Scion, force the flash from the base run. Oh, great block. But it's still gonna result
Zach
in
is here for the follow-up. So is both mid laners.
Yeah, but now they're four bots. So if the kill's traded back, and really the only gold lead is just some of the farm lead here.
Yeah, Relic's early game plays definitely in the jungle and making huge differences for Shadow Isles. First on the Pantheon, getting top lane way ahead and mid lane way ahead. This time around, getting a really sneaky lane gank with your Scion double
this
knock
Vex
and
is,
setting him up for his team.
Vex is still going to be a pain to deal with. It's just unfortunate that the Scion is Scion.
Oh no, you have to get it, Jesse. You have to.
Got it. Okay. Yep, there we go. Gets the kill. Passive will probably get procced by Relic here, but he won't die.
Zach flashing
Or he
over
will
the wall into the enemy jungle. Can he get his E up in time to go for the wall?
He needs to get his E up, and then he has to run to his team. Yeah, but he's gonna live. Very good. So
Yeah, he's out of there.
kills traded. Gold going on to the junglers. I guess you're okay with it if you're Shadow Owl's having your
Yeah,
pretty much like rank wise your best having your best player have the gold. Like with the obviously concerning rank, but
Jesse's just showing up a tiny bit too late to these Scion plays. He's picking up
really far
a kill on
behind
one of them, but if he's able to be there at the start, he'll definitely.
Okay.
You see the solo lanes of Noxus having slight gold leads here. And the bot lane's pretty even for both teams. The Jinxes love their cold start in both games. They don't really want to fight. They don't want to
alting bot.
Yeah, but the Dinner Bell flowing, and that's a dead Xayah.
Yeah, with no summoners from the previous gank on the bot lane, they're just easy kills for Scion just to ult them. And Zillion able to actually land the double bomb before he even gets there. Scion jungle is scary. I remember, I think he played it against us in the Shrima game, and he did not appreciate it at all, and it was bad.
Yeah.
It's interesting they decided to ban the Lissandra over the Scion this time around.
Yeah, I think
I know it is one of the most played champions by this mid laner here on Shadow.
Yeah, and here comes the top lane brigade. They're gonna just try and run with it. But Nazgul is trading so well with his Mordekaiser that they can't really do that play. Like,
we're getting raided by BoozeBash.
Yeah, regular BoozeBash.
Nazgul has to run for his life.
Yeah, but he just gets out, and that's wasted time for both the Scion and that's just wasted time from all their players. Like, Ornn's not gonna die to that.
Jinx is being completely forced off of her turret.
Yeah, and
giving
forced off turret. Yeah, really great plays.
Losing an entire wave and giving Noxus's bot lane a lead back in when they were very behind after the two.
Yeah, and they pretty much even up farm. I don't know if they got the tower, but they're farming under their wave and they're just waiting for the next one to come so they can get more plating. And the mid lane also is going to take a plate here, so that's a completely even up game just on turret plates alone.
Jesse is spending a lot of time in his bottom lane. He did take away the Krugs, but in the meantime, Scion is getting the objective Herald, and it's gonna
I think
increase the gold lead for Shadow Isles. Probably
so we're gonna
bring it back even. Yeah,
you're gonna see a reset. I thought we were gonna see a bot lane reset, but they're gonna push one more wave.
Zach is going in.
That's fine, but he doesn't have anything to auto. He hit the Q and had nothing to auto, so that's again more wasted time. Could have had them back by now and been back in your jungle farming. Because by the time you get back there, you're definitely gonna can't start spawning out. Instead, it looks like he's gonna counter jungle more. He's gonna the chicken buff and he's gonna take the razor.
Zach looking for a dive onto the Yone here. Where's this go?
Oh no, they
beautiful.
did it well. They did it beautifully. Very good, very good. Very nice. Yeah, you have to execute the CC just like that, otherwise Yone can Q ult and he's
Yone's Q ending right as the Zach went in His only hope was the ultimate, but the CC chain was well layered and getting a kill onto this mid laner. That was good news for Noxus.
Yeah, another brittle prop. This orange just trade very well here into the Mord.
Yeah, not a lot of jungle intervention from Shadow Isles in the top lane, and Nazgul is able to show off why he's considered one of the best, if not the best, top laner in BoozeBash.
So we spotted out the Mord.
Nazgul.
He's gonna get out.
Going in. He has flash.
He has flash, yeah. He's forced to use it. He has Thornhorn though if he wants to use it.
Oh!
He's gonna trade kill.
No, the shield.
Oh no! Oh my gosh, that was so much shielding. But and Royce had just left. Royce was in the vicinity and he took it back after taking Krugs.
Jesse,
not really anticipating a counter. There goes Farrell's down.
She's barely not in the right place at the right time. And so many moments he was doing it. He's lucky.
Yeah.
Back to the precarious situation.
But this Vex is just it's just very
he's
hard.
face tanking all the Yone damage.
Well,
I'm surprised. How do you do that? I would have died. Jesse Rourke is looking for a bot gank here.
Yeah, he's really been trying
to
Yone so far back.
Solo kill for Noxus on the mid lane. Yone.
Solo bolo in the top side maybe as well.
Yeah.
If he can land a if he could have landed a Q, had another Q, maybe he could have slowed down the Mordekaiser enough. But instead Mordekaiser lives with just barely any HP, will be able to take it back here and likely forced to use teleport.
Yeah, Noxus mid laner finally getting a matchup with something that has less than 5,000 health and like 100 MR, able to actually kill his opponent 1v1.
Yeah, the Yone is very far behind this game. Not going to be and that's really great. That's really good for Noxus having one of their big damage dealers not really be in the game. Obviously, there's still the Scion, but Scion does damage, but eventually, like once this Zaya has things like once they have like ODR and stuff, you're gonna start being
big fight going on in the bot lane, getting the Zach flashing before the Scion train.
Yeah, the Scion is forced to leave. Chrysora is also down here, a little late on a rotation. Pitch looks like I think Shadow Isles was trying to obviously turn that and then take Drake, but now they're not going to take Drake, and neither side's going to be able to take their second dragon yet.
Just a trade of ultimates from the supports and junglers, and a little no kills going through on
Jinx
either
used
side.
Ghost as well. Notably, Jinx has no sums, so that's something that they need that they can take advantage of on the side
here, and Kaisa's not pushing it out yet. Now she's pushing it out. Going to look for the back there.
Zaya is likely to take it back. The Scion is also gonna. The Scion was looking to see if he had to hold the wave or not.
Shadow Isles looking to set up this dragon.
Yeah, Ornn is gonna is just surviving in this top lane.
Ornn's damage is starting not to be enough for this Riftmaker Mordekaiser able to heal up the damage and pump out a lot more of his own. Jesse Roy going after the Scion, able to get the pullback on the dragon. Zillion ult is not up for another 10 or 20 seconds. Vex! Big shrug.
Vex won't take that. Yeah, Vex won't take that, but Vex will have another ult charge. Could potentially get an ult charge here onto Yone.
Mordekaiser getting the first walk down to the dragon. Noxus could be in a lot of trouble
he
here.
has no teleport. This is a 4v5. They have to give the Drake.
Absolutely.
Oh man.
You see the Mordekaiser coming, and they wisely give up the dragon there.
Yep. Very wise. It's gonna cut losses. It's second Drake. It's not soul yet. Don't have to really fight it too hard. And overall smart plays. Both sides. The Vex is one ult away from killing this Yone, so it doesn't have it active anymore right now.
Yeah, are you able to hear me alright?
Yeah, I can hear you alright.
Alright, cool.
A summoner has disconnected.
Oh, okay, so we're likely to see a pause here. And
It looks like the Scion DC'd.
so the Scion actually rushed Anathema's chain on Scion, and so that's I don't know where that's actually placed right now.
Let's look at the members here. It is placed on the Xayah.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. So Scion just wants to live bot lane for this part of the game, and eventually, once the Xayah starts rotating to mid, we might see that as well. It looks like yeah, it looks like they're trying to dive mid right now as the pause happens, which is unfortunate for Noxus because like it doesn't like because Jesse Royce is in a really awkward position without flash. But we'll see what happens once Relic gets back in the game.
Yeah, let's see what the chat says here. Jungle is DC'd, and
Yes. So
we're just waiting now.
yeah. So yeah, I guess we can do item check while we're here. Yone doesn't have Mythic. Everyone else, neither support has Mythic. Although Zillion is going to be building likely a Shirelia's or whatever it's called now. But most everybody else has first item. Zach building a first item Sunfire.
It could be a locket from the Braum, but
yeah, I would think it's a locket, but it could also be Evan Shroud maybe. I would guess it's. I think locket's a pretty good item for the team.
Evan Shroud sounds really good.
Yeah. And yeah, Vex having Ludens. Obviously, in this game the Jinx goes for Kraken Slayer this game. Yeah, it's so crazy. Like looking at the farm amounts at 15 for at 16 minutes for these players. It's like to me this is like super high amounts of farm.
Yeah, I mean everything looking a lot more even than game 1. Shadow Isles not able to.
Very small gold lead. And it's pretty much probably just top leading.
Yeah, I mean the mid lane is going way better for Noxus this time around. Actually playing a champion that can die. I think that's really good that they were able to take the Ornn away from Chrysora here. Yeah, the farm all even across the board. What do you think? Which team do you think is scaling better here in the team fights? I mean, we got the Ornn on Nox's side, along with Kai'Sa, who pumps out quite a bit of damage, but the Scion infinite scaling and the Jinx and Zillion late game, along with the Yone if he ever gets there, it's gonna be.
I think
wild.
Noxus has this time period where this Vex is really stronger than the Vex is stronger than most things on the Rift, and so Vex. And we see it in the mid lane, like where they're positioned, that they're looking to use the Vex to take out the Yone again. Scion is here though, and I don't know if Scion will ultimate it or not. All right, Relic is back, so hopefully we'll get in here shortly, and then we can get going.
All right, yeah, we got a Scion reconnecting. Yeah, and I'm typing up a storm over here.
Yeah.
I'm giving all right.
Yeah, we can't go.
Yone was in the middle of an ultimate as that hog went. That's gotta be disorienting. And now I'm frozen. Actually, I don't know what's going on.
Okay, so yeah, this just happens in.
Okay.
Yeah, it just happens when there's a pause. It catches up a little bit.
Sorry for my typing, guys. I'm done typing for the rest of the game. Figured since we're sitting there on a pause and might as well,
Yeah, it's not... I think now it should be better. Yeah, there we go.
This Scion is an absolute menace, though.
I mean, yeah. But honestly, like, they can't kill... Like, Vex will be able to kill him if given time. And Xayah is now mid lane, so they're gonna look to push this lane. They're gonna look to get this tower. But, Xayah leaving. Okay, yeah, not enough lane.
Yeah, just giving up the bot turrets.
Yeah. Vex having their shadow is good. And Jinx just being Jinx and just taking the bot tower. So I'm gonna direct the camera back on. Obviously, I don't necessarily have to have it on because you're awesome, but it's good to be in sync. Yeah, it looks like Vex is also going to take this opportunity to almost knock down the turret, and it does take it down. So turret's traded, but overall, the fact that the Zac just got caught in a position where it's just so awkward, where they didn't have a way out. And the Yone.
It looks like the pause timing really unfortunate. Really unfortunate.
Yeah, like that was
for
really.
Noxus. They were right in the middle of a dive on the Yone and the pause.
Yeah, because they probably had everything planned out for the dive.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
And then all of a sudden they have to wait five minutes. But that happens. And I don't know if it would have worked out either way. Second Rift Herald grabbed by Shadow Isles. So it's a slightly larger gold lead, but it's definitely able. You can definitely come back from this. Really a lot of the gold lead is just on one person. So if they can shut this Scion down at all during the game, then we're definitely gonna have. That's definitely gonna see it get closer. Issue is that it's Scion and he has all this MR. Because I guess he's just building MR because he's just gonna anathemas chain the Xayah.
Yeah, we have Dragon spawning in 2 minutes. Vex is kind of getting hot out here.
I think it's fine. He has flash.
Getting CC'd as well. Absolutely. Oh man, bursting down Zillion barely.
Yeah, Zillion is. Natty doesn't have flash though, so he's gonna die. The Mordekaiser already walked down to lane. They were set for the Drake set. They were preemptively looking for Drake that was just putting the Mordekaiser in spot lane. Interestingly, because he does have teleport, so he could have just stayed top lane. But looking to just push out, just to keep spot lane pushed out before Dragon. The Xayah and the Braum are very far out. That's a really good. Gonna be. I feel like that was not the right play by the Zac. It's the ultimate step.
Oh man, big pullback.
Big pullback gets the Xayah, and now all the damage. Of now all the damage of Noxus is dead. And
yeah.
Giving the kills to Scion, which is very interesting that we're not just putting them all on sync. Like, I feel like that one could have been good.
Yeah, it seemed like a really bad engage by Shadow Isles there, or the Vex was not anywhere nearby. And unfortunately, they are paying the price with 2 turrets, and they will be up in time for this Dragon.
I mean, they're gonna get. I mean,
get back.
They're just starting.
Zac going in again. Flex with the flank and getting Zillion killed immediately.
Zillion. Now just need the Xayah to. Now the Xayah just needs to pop off of this fight. It's possible.
Absolutely, and Zac living with a sliver of HP.
Yeah, Kanori surviving barely. Zac also on low HP. They're also trying to form a mid, but the Ornn doesn't have Ornn doing all the damage.
This Zac finding the Jinx in the back line, forcing the flash out of the Scion.
Noxus is going to take Dragon off of this. Very well done. Very good job to recognize the Jinx's total health that Zac can jump over everybody. Able to pull the Jinx.
Awesome. Alright, Dragon is secured by Noxus, stopping the Dragon the stacking gold lead, still a 3,000 gold lead for Shadow Isles, but these orc items are going to start coming in here soon, and
yeah, the ornaments are going to come in.
that fight, that was a really good fight from Noxus. The Zac engaged from the front, and Vex had a really good flank on the back, instantly killing the Zillion, not even having time to ult himself.
Yeah, I mean, really, the Scion is going to be the thing, and Scion is gonna be an issue, but I mean, it's the type of thing where I feel like if you can kill the rest of the team, the Scion is killable, because he can't. Because I feel like eventually he can't solo 2 damage unless they have no extra damage dealers, in which case he maybe can. But as long as you have the Vex and the Xayah, you can kind of burn him down. Xayah obviously has the 2 items, has the quick break plus the Kraken, and is gonna look for gonna be going for LDR next, I would guess. Because they're gonna absolutely need it. No, oh, good bless you, sir, for that sneeze.
Feel that?
But yeah, I mean, Scion has so 2 items before even considering going for their mythic.
Yeah, about 742 damage denied from the Xayah in that fight. I believe it's still on him. Yep.
Yeah, I think he'll just keep it on Zion this entire game.
Zac looking for an engage.
I don't.
Vex is nowhere nearby, but they do see Mordekaiser bot with the teleport.
Yeah, Vex's ult range is large, but not super large yet. I imagine it scales. The Q from Scion used. That's something where once the Scion Q is used, it's like.
Yeah, you get like a 1 second.
He doesn't have a.
Look at that speed. He's definitely maxing that speed second.
Yeah, but the caught out Praetora.
Zac going so deep, no teammates behind him, but
Xayah was gonna be...
Xayah's free-hitting the Yone here. Scion is in huge trouble in the backline, but Jinx getting excited. AoEing the whole team of Noxus, getting huge damage there by the Jinx.
Xayah was doing so good in the fight, but then he couldn't get onto the
Vex is still alive, but a clutch Zillion ult.
Okay, give him the ultimate. Nazgul is gonna die here too for it. Does get some damage, but the Jinx comes out with a ton of kills, and that's not what you want to see.
Yeah, all of Noxus turning back to fight the Scion there.
Yeah, Scion is
absolutely unable to kill this guy, and then Jinx getting excited in the back of the Zillion speeds up. It was an insane amount of damage coming through.
Yeah, I don't think with LDR, I don't think Scion dies this game. I honestly don't think so. Like, unless they kill the rest of the team and then they have 5 people wailing on Scion, like, and even then I still don't know how long it's going to take to kill him. Like,
yeah, over 700 damage. It seems like blocked in that fight from Xayah.
And and that's huge damage. Like, I think Xayah would have done so much damage otherwise.
Yeah, and she is the only one that can realistically kill the Scion here. So I really like the Atmos pick up on him there, and the force of nature, just in case the Vex decides to attack him.
I mean, he's caught out, but he just has like he just travels with his support everywhere. Never really a system going on here. Praetora needs to not get caught out on this side lane and die to the Vex, because then it gives the rest of the team pressure in other sides of the map, because a lot of the damage for Noxus can come from Xayah still did enough damage to rip through the Yone.
The first Ornn item coming through onto the Xayah.
Yep, that's
gonna help a little bit in these team fights for sure. Jinx did just complete her 3rd item, and
Ornn, you're looking to bait Baron again. I don't know if you want to necessarily bait Baron without your Ornn being able to be there on the spot, because they don't really. There's no vision of Baron Pit from either side. Dragon is up in 20 seconds. There is no more dragon left.
Xayah finishing up the Xayah ult early.
That's a great ult flash, but the stun will still happen. Oh my gosh, Zac is doing so much CC, but there's no follow-up. He's just in too deep by himself, and he's gonna lose his life for it. Really good brawl won't hit Praetora, but doesn't hit Nori. We need to hit Nori hit with the
beautiful.
Zac. Yeah, really good.
The orange stopping the ult, but man, the Mordekai's are out there huge, completely scuffing the Zac engage, unable to knock anyone up or do anything, and the rest of their team just trying to deal with the Sion on the front line while
they have the pick of the litter with objectives and they're variant, but it looks like Zillion. Now they're gonna have Zillion and Yone here, but I think they can kill them at Drake. So I think that they need to abandon that Drake, and just stall time. That's all they have to do because they're not there.
Yeah, the Noxus is gonna have to burn this out really quick because Sion is going to have.
Sion has no ultimate, but Sion has a Zillion.
Cavalry is arriving from Shadow Isle. Zillion all coming through onto the
okay, they use Zillion ultimate.
Yeah, no Zillion ult here, but the Jinx just crazy range and so much damage here with the 3 items.
He has so much damage. This is just
it's sadly falling apart.
Sion is just, even if they got through the rest of the team, they're just setting up this team so well here. Like, yeah, really well done. Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Sion,
huge performance
like,
from the Shadow Isles jungler. Just
I don't know, like, is Sion just, like, I feel like if I picked up Sion in the game, I could never do this, but then I see Sion do that, like, can walk into 4 people and not die, but, it's just Sion diff, really, like, for the most part. I mean, I'm not boiling down all the other aspects of the game where they've done a really good job keeping Jinx from dying and letting Jinx just kind of cook these last couple of fights. But, like, Sion just walks up to whoever he wants. The Zillion speed up is so strong for getting Sion into the fight.
Yeah, I'm really not quite sure how this Braum pick is working out or what it was meant to do, and it doesn't seem like it's doing much in these.
It wasn't a great pick. I feel like kind of maybe like a Mumu might have been okay into this team because you can like
something to lock this Jinx down. You see the Jinx come through first pick, you want some sort of
lockdown. They went for an interesting line with the Braum. I don't think that was
Shadow Isles.
I mean, it's not like it's not necessarily a definite reason that
Relic just walking in, yoinking the red buff away from Noxus.
Yeah, the Zac not wanting to smite is very interesting.
Oh, Zac's looking for the engage on the line.
Yeah, Zac could have gone in on Criteria and
big ult for the Ornn here, but getting knocked up right before he's allowed to use the second part of his ult. Zac is ulting, stealing the background. Yone is somehow still alive in all of this, getting a huge knockup, huge double bomb from Shadow Isles. Team fights are looking insane. Vex was not there for that one.
Yeah, all this without the Vex. Really good, good to do.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like they were trying to defend that turret 4v5 when they're so far behind. They need this Vex damage in these fights.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess you're right. Yeah, Lemur makes good points. It's good. It's good to disengage. It's good to block Jinx ult. Yeah, force the black really. The game just got like eventually Shadow Isles has just been kind of out team fighting. Has been out team fighting Noxus.
Yeah, Noxus finding themselves in a really tough situation again.
Yeah.
And it's with the only damage coming through at this point on the Xayah is the only one who could possibly deal with the Sion, and with this Atmos change. Yeah, it's just looking really, really difficult, and I'm not sure what they can do to come back from this. I got the Noxus did find some really, really good fights on their last game.
I don't know. I don't know exactly how the Xayah ended up in front of being like not being in with the team. I know and Vex was being bot lane there. Like, I think. I mean, obviously, I don't think it's a great 5v5 for Noxus, but maybe if they can, maybe they can at least not. They can at least like take a few extra members, like
almost
give a chance. Yeah, like.
Oh,
and the ornaments, like the second ornament, like the third ornament hasn't even come through. Like the ornament hasn't leveled and hasn't been able to get to level 15. And meanwhile, again, like level, like there's huge level advantage for jungle.
Yeah, Ornn did get the atmosphere for himself.
Yeah. So the Zaya.
Jinx is just an absolute monster. Melted through the front line. Meanwhile, Sion is trying to do the same thing and able to face tank all day long.
Honestly, Zaya's not dead here now. Zaya's with a beautiful ultimate. Kanori knocked up. Great! Oh my gosh, beautiful. It's just like a billion okay too. Yeah, like this Zaya is looking like really well. There's ability to kill Sion. He's frontlining for everybody.
It's just an absolutely unbeatable team fight they have going on right here. They can't get to the Sion, and the second they do find an angle onto the Jinx, the Zillion is right there to press the R button.
Yeah.
They can't win the front to back. Their only hope was the side flanks from the Vex, like they did that one time. But at this point in the game, they don't even have enough damage to one-shot the Jinx or the Zillion in time for one of the ults to come through. Really good showing from Shadow Isles here. Noxus didn't. I mean, they did really good too. They found a lot of good plays, a lot of good angles. I just feel like at the end of the day was a difference in comps.
It was the team fights. The team fights.
And this jungle Sion, the first game the jungle Pantheon was a huge influence early on, and second game Sion able to find a lot of good early ganks and just become an unkillable monster. It was looking close, but then it wasn't. Can we get some team captains in here to talk about how this game went? And let's see. Anybody? Who's the team captain for Shadow Isles again?
I think Relic is. I think. I'm not 100% sure.
Alright, where are they?
Yeah.
Well, if they don't want to join, that's fine. Maybe anybody on Noxus or Shadow Isles, anyone want to come in, doesn't have to be a captain, just want to... Any thoughts on the game? Your guys' thoughts going into the draft.
Yeah.
Maybe talk about how you guys are going to be able to beat Shurima 2 times in a row. Alright, we got Relic here in general. Which one is Relic? Kanori?
Hello.
Hello, how's it going?
Good.
Which one is it? Is Kanori?
Oh no, I mean
Oh, sorry.
I don't have ability to pull any. We don't have ability to pull anyone in.
Oh, that makes sense. Maybe we just join general real quick. Alright, so I don't have the ability to pull anybody, so we're gonna join general. How did it... congratulations, Shadow Isle, on another 2-0 victory.
Yeah, good job.
Moving
really
into
strong showing, in both games.
Yep, first place in the round robin, going into playoffs here. Game tomorrow against Shadow Isles. Tell me how what you guys were thinking in your banning phase there, and what made you want to go the Ornn mid?
Because our mid laner doesn't play anything, and Ornn is broken, so we decided to pick it.
Our mid laner wanted to play Ornn mid, and Ornn's broken, and that way, since we were red side, it wouldn't get counterpicked. So we were just gonna put the Ornn wherever it didn't get counterpicked.
Yeah, I really liked the Ornn there. It really shut the ante down, not able to 100-0 on Ornn, and got plenty of CC to set up for the Pantheon. I really was impressed with the Pantheon that game as well. I mean, he had plenty of setup from his team, but really shutting Nazgul down early on.
Hey,
speaking of
Nazgul down early on, that's damn right.
Yeah, it was looking really close in the top lane, but Pantheon had something else to say about it that first game.
Yeah, he walked at me real fast.
Yeah, and then when you had your 1v1 in the second game around, you were able to get a couple of solo kills, I think, or at least one. So
The one, yeah.
Yeah, it was looking really good for Noxus that second game. Everything was going really well for you all, and out of nowhere, Scion just became unkillable completely.
Unkillable and fast as shit.
Yes.
He
was,
that was wild, bro.
It's crazy how many times it happens.
You were getting the phase rush, and then Zillion would just speed you up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or was that just straight up Zillion?
I mean, it was both. I also had a Gustwalker, so I had Bush movement speed too. I was sprinting at everyone.
Damn, dude. Wild.
And like this happens a million times, but every time I pick Scion, people just love locking like single AD or single AP, and that just lets me anathemas and stack MR armor or MR armor, and I'm just like unkillable for the rest of the game.
Yeah. So Nesmo, what made you want to ban the Lysandra in the second draft over the Scion?
It's just pinching Karsora, I would guess.
Yeah.
That's so rude.
I mean, because you can't really can't ban out Relic, and it's going to be Mord or Ornn in the top lane.
And it wasn't going to be the Scion in the jungle. It was probably going to be another Pantheon. And
right, yeah. So I don't know.
Yep.
Just let him have his flag. Surely some other lane is a problem more than him.
Yeah, I was really impressed with game one.
Never.
You guys were Noxus. You guys were so far behind, but you were still able to find some crazy good fights that would have been like easily a winning fight. But you are already down to over 10,000 gold at that point. So
yeah,
we had to keep the game longer because we needed to funnel our ADC wanted to pass Veritatis in kills, and he finally got it after game 2. So we had to make sure he could complete his dream.
It's okay. You can Venmo me later.
And I'm mad because I let Eric pass me in least us, who's our jungler Relic. Relic passed me in least us, which made me sad.
Really entertaining game to watch. Shadow Isles, you're looking a little scary, but Shrima is a different team, and we're gonna shut you down here.
What do you mean? We already 2-0'd them.
True.
Lightning doesn't strike twice.
All right. Okay. All right. All right.
Got it.
Yeah,
we'll look out for you then. You can.
I've been practicing my support. I've learned a few things, like not to build spell thieves on Leo. Like
you have an advantage because we're down a player. We got a sub, so you don't have to deal with Peptic.
All right, we'll see if that does it. Who is the next matchup for Noxus then at this point, or is that
Bilge?
Bulgewater.
The great Lord Pingu.
Time for Noxus to do their miracle run through the playoffs.
Yeah,
one more time.
And meet Shrima in the finals, and we can do our finals game.
Blessed Isle's doing it in Hextech, and it's gonna be Noxus again and Arcane to the finals.
Right.
Alrighty, guys. Well, any final words before
I am sleepy.
To go to bed? Cause I'm getting.
I'm old.
I gotta rest up. I got a big game.
Good game.
Tomorrow.
Good game, guys.
Alright, GG's.
Have a good night.
All right, thank you, Azalea, for casting with me, and
you're welcome.
Thank you, Jordan, Azalea.
Yep. Time for bed.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Okay.